What's up, guys? Got a video response here. I don't remember who actually started this thread, but I got it off of Connor Morgan. So I'm going to hop on into this one. This is 10 great albums with like one major flaw, or like one major flawed track with a bad part, bad styling, something like that. Not necessarily all these are like full on, oh, I hate that song. It's a lot of nitpicking, which is what us music losers like to do, so I'm into it. We're listening to, or drinking, a Black Butte Porter. Great, from Bend, Oregon, one of my favorite mass producers. Fire and Holtz by the Waters of Awakening is in the background, this wonderful English gem from this year. If you like what you hear, go check this out on Bandcamp. It's, the CD was put out on Repose Records, but it's on Nature Mock Productions as well, so maybe Repose was, collaborating. So, cut on into it. I'm going to start off with something that might ruffle a couple feathers. Walk Among Us by the Misfits. I absolutely adore the Misfits. And honestly, this is more of a nitpick than anything, because if this track wasn't at the end of the album, I don't think I'd have a problem with it. But the track on here, Brain Eaters, is a terribly generic way to end the album, because this is a great album. But that track being at the end, I don't think that's a good taste to leave in the mouth at the end of the album. But that's just me. I think if I'm more of a fan of when people build their albums like great tracks at the front, great tracks at the end. If you have filler, if you want to call it filler in the middle there, that's the way to go for me. But honestly, I think they could have ended it with Astro Zombies and had Brain Eaters right before that. If they would have done that, I think this would not even be in the questions. Next, a thrash metal band from Finland. This is Brain Dead by Lost Society. This is their third full-length from 2016. Before they turned into absolute trash. But the song on here that I am not a fan of, Only My Death Is Certain. Only My Death Is Certain is like the little sprinkling of what's to come onto this album. I Am the Antidote kind of has a little bit of it too, but I think it's a lot better in that one. Excuse me. So, Only My Death Is Certain has a lot of slower, really melodic parts. And Sammy Albana is singing a lot more, especially in the chorus. I don't really like the chorus. It's very radio rock, and I don't like things that sound radio rocky. And when I say radio rock, I don't mean classic rock station. I mean, like, I don't know what it is for you guys, but around here it's 95 Will Rock. It's awful. It's, where they play the Godsmacks and the Five Finger Death Punch and Skillet and all those wonderful acts. But yeah, so it's got a lot of that kind of butt rock going on. And I'm not a fan of it. And the rest of the album's a really awesome, thrashy masterpiece, man. It's not as good as the first two. They also do a really cool version of PST-88 by Pantera off of that early Pantera stuff, and they do an acoustic version of Terror Hungry, which for a bonus track, I think it's fine. It doesn't ruin it, because they kind of went viral with a video on YouTube of them playing that. Next is a non-metal album. I have like 3 of them sprinkled into here. This is the first one. This is Purgatory by Tyler Childers. If you guys aren't familiar with Tyler Childers, he's like part of this modern outlaw country resurgence that's been going on over the past few years, which I truly do appreciate. No glare, but really cool inside there. But the problem that I have is the universal sound. I don't like that song. I shouldn't say absolutely hate it, but I don't like what they did with the song. I feel like the song itself is strong, but the execution is terrible. It's really kind of got some poppiness to it, some stuff that I don't really like. Going along with a lot of, really annoying electric guitar lead parts, which isn't really a thing on this album, because it's really, really folky, really bluegrassy most of the time. And, stuck in between Honky Tonk Flame, which is like a power waltz, and Lady May, which is like a slowed down acoustic song. You have this kind of poppy country song in the middle of it. Not a fan of that, man. But if that wasn't on there, or if they redid the song with some better production methods, I really, really think that this would be 100% perfect album. Next, one of my favorite albums of all time, Superstars. Absolutely unnecessary track on here. It's just something I don't understand why they even felt the need to put it on here. But I'm sure you guys have all seen what this looks like. But you know, Sabbath is one of my favorite bands. This album has a lot of redeeming factors, obviously being a great album with one or two bad tracks. But the bad tracks are bad. So I don't know what to really make of that, other than we're going to have to deal with the fact that this post 75 to 78 or 79 era, pretty hit or miss on some of the tracks. But Sabotage. Next, a deathcore album that I'm a huge fan of, probably my favorite deathcore album there is. This is Holy War by The Artist Murder. The song Coffin Dragger is my problem with this one. I really, really, really love this album. It's like stupid heavy, man. It's a lot of fun. It's really groovy. This band's awesome live. If you ever go see them and they're not playing with a bunch of turd bands, definitely get the chance to. I saw them luckily at Mayhem Fest, which there was a lot of turd bands. But they're playing with, you know, Jungle Rot, Slayer and King Diamond were the two headliner bands and stuff like that. So it was definitely tolerable. And I watched them from the line to waiting in the line to the signing booth for Jungle Rot. Whitechapel was there too, which is really cool. But yes, the song on here, Coffin Dragger, this is uncensored art, has the dude from Parkway Drive singing a build-up. And how unnecessary was that, man? CJ's build-ups with his like heavy lion roar, kind of like Nurgle from Behemoth's type lion roar. I absolutely love it. And this dude from Parkway Drive has this kind of angsty high school metalcore garbage vocal. And he throws it over the track as if he owns the place. And I'm not a fan of that. I really, really dig on the rest of the album, though, and every part that CJ does the vocals on, absolutely amazing. If you guys are like sort of death metal purist types and really dislike anything core because you've been told to, don't, because this is a great album, man. Go get on this. I'm not a huge deathcore guy. I like some of it. I'm not like a deep diver, but good stuff. Next, another non-metal album. This is Hank 3's Damn Right and Rebel Proud. And the tune that I have a problem with on here is Hate Line. Hate Line is one of those tracks that has these kind of industrial tinged, weird kind of steampunky influence to it. I shouldn't say that because I actually looked up steampunk in preparation for this video, and the band I found was playing this like weird acoustic stuff. I don't know how I feel about it quite yet. It was the band like Steam Powered Draft or something like that. But Hate Line has this like really obnoxious vocal effect, and there's a bunch of weird noise going on. It feels really raunchy and kind of gross, which is kind of what I think he's going for. But with this kind of thing, I kind of like this whole cowpunk rockabilly thing that he had going on. And I guess it's a little experiment, and I think that's respectable, but it's not for me. I don't think it was a well-executed one. But I absolutely adore this album. Next, another album I'm a huge fan of, Innocence and Decadence by Graveyard. Graveyard is a Swedish kind of stoner doom, stoner rock band, and they're absolutely killer. Stellar band. They take a lot of influence from the 1970s hard rock, heavy metal, and it's so cool. I didn't notice for the longest time that their logo's right there. Like years, actually, of owning this. I didn't notice that. This is from 2015. Really cool band photo of them just like in this thing. So the problem that I have on this album is From a Hole in the Wall. It is a tune that doesn't have the normal vocalist singing. It's the bass player, and the bass player's voice is not good. I don't like how he sounds. I think it's kind of annoying, to be honest with you. But, yeah, I feel like if they would have let the singer sing that song, it wouldn't be irritating. I just don't like the timbre of his voice. It's just very wishy-washy, and it sounds uncommitted. You know, like in high school, maybe you're in like a guitar club or something, you hear those chicks who like, they want to sing, but they have no confidence, so they sing really quietly. That's kind of what his voice reminds me of. Next, one that everybody I've watched do this, The Dark Path did it too. He said it, and so did Connor. It's Dawn Patrol. Everybody said it. You know how annoying it is. You know Dave Ellefson can't sing. You know it's not a good interlude as people try to consider it. No. Next. Now, I don't mean to be a hit hater, but the song Rock and Roll All Night off of Dress to Kill by Kiss is an absolute atrocity. Not to say it's an awful song, but like I said, I'm trying not to be a hit hater, even though that's kind of why I don't like that song. It is so overplayed, and I've heard that song so many times. Now, obviously, when they put it on the album, they can't predict that. That's not what they're thinking is going to happen. But I can't stomach it these days. Honestly, I'm fully convinced classic rock radio is part of the reason rock and roll is on a downward spiral in comparison to the rap genres and stuff. Now, obviously, there's a couple more obvious reasons that's occurring as well. But the song Rock and Roll All Night on here is kind of boring. I mean, it's a good way to end the album, but there's tunes on here that are way better. I mean, the opener with Room Service, Ladies in Waiting, Come On and Love Me, Rock Bottom, Anything for My Baby. It's a great record. It's an absolutely wonderful Kiss record. But Rock and Roll All Night's a skipper for me, man. And the last one here is definitely a nitpick, because I went back on one of the other ones and I kind of had this one as a backup. So it's going in here. Together in Death by Skyforest, the acoustic track version. I guess it's technically a bonus track, so I should be giving it the pass, which is partly why I call this quite the nitpick. But I get a real hipster feel from the acoustic version, and I don't like hipster stuff, man. I'm easily perturbed by hipster wannabe edgy garbage, and that's something that really irks me. Not to say that that's how this guy is, because after this album came out, he wrote one of my favorite black metal albums of all time, Unity, and the Aftermath album, and I forgot what the newer album is, A New Dawn or something. Absolutely great. But there's some, I don't really like the bonus track on here. So I guess that's a minimal complaint, but a couple goodies here, man. All these are great records, honestly. I absolutely adore the Skyforest album, by the way, to answer anybody who was wondering what I thought about it. It's top shelf. So, I hope you guys dug this video. I would love to hear some response videos to this one. If you guys like these albums, let me know. If you guys don't like those same songs, let me know. Go listen to some Fire in Holt. Listen to these clean vocals, man. Absolute nerd fodder, man, I'm telling you. Yeah, I don't know if I showed the inside of this. I've shown this before on the channel. Look how pretty that is, man. If this doesn't, like, if you don't think that you're just walking around in the mountains a little north of Dragon's Reach, around the northwest of Dragon's Reach, I don't know what you're thinking, because this is absolutely wonderful. Fire in Holt, go check it out. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next one. Keep it greasy.